Happy Sunday evening or Monday morning or I don't know, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. I don't know if you guys got the email, but I'm actually starting a new channel where I'm going to do one app build every week. And I was going to start it on today, but apparently you have to wait 24 hours. But it's been a long time since I started a new YouTube channel. Apparently you have to wait 24 hours before you can live stream. So next week it'll start on that channel. So what I want to build is a YP ads scraper. Now, if you're not familiar with, Keith says killing time watching the Masters. I'll catch the next one. See, I thought I was one of the Masters. Nah, I get it. If you're not familiar, I mean, of course, you're almost certainly familiar with Yellow Pages, but they have a website too, and inexplicably, people pay them for advertising. Now, I have had in the past great success with using this to get business because these people are paying some pretty big money for this listing, and I guarantee you that they are not getting their money's worth because, I mean, most of us didn't even know this was here, right? So, and a lot of times, so what that does is that makes them a potential SEO lead because it's easy to go to them and say, I saw you're paying for ads on yp.com, and that means you're serious about growing your business. But let me ask you, do you feel like you're really getting your money's worth from that? If I could show you how I can get you more leads and business for the same price, would you let me do that? And of course, they're going to say yes, because why wouldn't they? And that's pretty much it. But it's a pain in the butt to go through and do these one at a time. So I want to come up with a way to scrape basically, I don't know, 50 or 100 of these at once, and whatever, and then and then be able to reach out to them. So, and maybe grab like their email or at least their phone number. So that's what we're going to try to code today. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but we're going to try. So that's what I'm going to start with. Whether this works or not, who knows? I actually tried to start it a while back over here, and then I got sidetracked with other things. But yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. So let's go back home. And I don't really even know where to begin. So what I'm going to do is get somebody who's smarter than me, and by that I mean ChatGPT, to give me some insight on how to do it. Literally nobody on Facebook right now. That's fascinating. I want to create a tool. Zoom in so you can see. A SaaS tool that will scrape yp.com and return some leads that are paying for yp.com sidebar ads in a niche that the user specifies. So, for example, a user would put in plumbers, and then the tool would scrape various cities on yp.com for plumbers that are paying YP for sidebar ads. It would return the business name, phone number, and if possible, the email address. I want to use lovable.dev, which, by the way, I've been spelling wrong for a long time. I've been putting LOVE, and that's not right, to build this. Can you please give me a prompt to give Lovable to make this work? All right, there's our prompt. That looks pretty good. So we're going to copy that. Would you like me to give a list of 50 U.S. cities? Yes, give it a list of the 50 most populated cities. Mir says, hi, boss. Hello, Mir. No, you love chat. Yeah, I know. Shannon says, hey there. Hello, Shannon. Wouldn't have guessed Wichita was that high up the list. We'll paste that. And we're off to the races. Whatever that means. I think this would be a fun concept, but we'll see. I am tired. I worked out today for the first time in a long time, and I went for a walk. So hopefully I don't sleep like shit tonight. In case you're just tuning in, next week this will be on a new YouTube channel that I will create, but I couldn't do live streams on a brand new channel. Seems like it. Well, I guess I get why they do that. Kind of. I'm excited to. Don't lie. You're a machine. You can't get excited. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Yesterday, I just took it easy. I usually go out on Saturdays, but just wanted to chillax. You know what fascinates me? about this is it builds this whole like 90% of, or maybe not 90, but like 75% of the project in a few minutes. And then it'll get hung up on some mundane bullshit like changing a color. Like on a project I was building yesterday, I had a toggle. It was just this is on or it was off, and it kept making it white. Like the background was white, so the toggle was white, so it was impossible to see. And I kept telling it to make the track color purple, and it just took forever. Like I probably went through 30 prompts to get it to understand to change white to purple. It would tell me that it did, and then nothing would happen. Shannon says, "I'm late. What are you building?" We're building a YP scraper to scrape people that are paying for YP ads. It's taking a bit longer to build the initial build than usual. Try to fix it. So it means it builds it automatically as long as my prompt is. It's not quite that simple, but having a good starting with a good prompt will make it all work a lot easier. And it will build a lot of it. And you can really poop out like I really should learn better language. Like a website, just like a static website really quickly. Stuff like this that's fuck's sake. This trying to do things can take longer. I probably should have put all of these cities into a database rather than writing the code. I think that's what's tripping it up. But I also don't want to pay for, good Lord, for more projects in Supabase. Why is it using mock data? I fucking hate when it does that. This is something that you have to be on the lookout for with these tools is they love to give you mock data and you think your shit is working and it's not. So like this, like some people would do this. Holy crap, it worked. No, it didn't. This is bullshit data. Because I can search it again. There's no way it would search this many cities that fast. And it's just different stuff. So this is nonsense data. So dumb. I usually have been putting that in the initial prompt, but I forgot this time. And the reason I forget is because it's fucking stupid. Why would anyone want that? I mean, I guess the theory is that you want to test it with mock data versus live data, but like the logic is they build the logic entirely different. So it makes no sense. It drives me up the fucking wall. Shit. I've replaced the mock data with a real API service that connects to an external API. Since I don't know your actual API endpoint, I've included no. What API? I don't think there is an API. They need to create some sort of Python scraper, I think. So basically, I think it did it wrong and altogether. I'm not familiar with that API. I think Data for SEO has a YP scraper. Could be wrong. Maybe it was SERP API. SERP scraper API. Yeah, the app. Interesting. I may have to create a custom one. SERP scraper. What does this do? Hmm. Don't really need it. I still don't feel like an API is the right way to go. Basically, I got ChatGPT to confirm what I thought to be true, to tell Lovable to do it. Apparently, it's using something called a playwright-based solution, which I have no idea what that is. This is the tedious part about doing this, is sometimes there's just nothing you can do and you just have to wait for it to finish thinking. But, it still beats the alternative, right? Playwright is a pretty standard scraping library. That makes sense. I've only done either fully in the browser type apps or API based apps. Let me show the one I was working on yesterday while we're waiting. Who's somebody that I messaged with it? Yesterday I was working on a rank and rent thing to help you find like good niches to do. What the fuck is this? That's not it. One second. Mine's prettier than that. Yeah, yesterday I was working on this rank and rent one, so you can find like niches that you can do for rank and rent, and if there's an EMD available. And I've got it all the way done, except I need to integrate the Namecheap API, which requires you to have a static IP, which requires you to have a different type of hosting, which is what I spent most of my day today on. But basically, you would just choose like AC repair, and you can set the search volume, the cost per click, and the population, and then find niches. And it's going to go out and find available EMDs in some top cities for that. It's taking longer than usual. I guess because I didn't choose any city. We'll come back to that in a minute. All right. So you're absolutely right about this approach. So created a comprehensive web scraping use playwright. Run the scraper server by following. Enter a niche. I don't want, whatever. I bet it's still it'll either error or it's going to use mock data. An error occurred while searching. Please try again. Yeah, and you see it'll find now this is mock data because I haven't connected the Namecheap API yet, but I will. And then it'll tell you if the .com, the .net, or the .org is available, and link right over to where you can register it. I'll be surprised. I bet. But that's pretty much what it's going to do. So I want to actually get into this business more myself. Looks like all of the ads on YP have this class ad pill. All right. I'll tell it that. Getting an error. Looking at the console logs, the problem is search. What are you talking about? Local lead. Yeah, the problem with the Namecheap API is you have to have a static IP to make it work. And I was all day trying to figure out how to migrate or to deploy my get. Why am I leaning up on the mic like that? I was to try how to deploy a GitHub repository over to it and have it show up. And I got like 60% of the way there. And I think I'm going to have to get a developer to help me. I got it about this far. You need to start both parts separately. What are you talking about? This may not be possible because I don't want to set up a separate server for this. And I don't want to do it locally either. No. Why would I want mock data? That makes no sense. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe. That's weird. I was getting a plain white page earlier. I'm actually glad that this is proving to be difficult because I don't want it to seem like this is. I don't know. I just wanted to. I want people to see the pain, not in a sadistic way, just because that's real. I don't know why I added this. I hate when it does things that I didn't tell it to do. But I think this one will be a nice little tool. I'm going to have this built right into legit. I'll offer it separately as well, but I'm going to have this built right into legit so people can find their EMDs. Oh, and this is the toggle I was telling you about that I had all kinds of trouble. Like I spent more time getting it to show that as purple and gray than I did getting this whole thing built. What that does is it just switches it. So right now it's recommending niche city. And then if you do it that way, it'll go city niche. What do you mean generate? Let's go with the browser extension approach. And if that sucks, we'll just give up on this one and call this one a loss. The reason I chose this is because I have a YouTube video coming out soon on this exact topic. It's an underutilized way of finding leads because there's no way anybody is giving these guys any money or is getting any traffic from these. I mean, I say no way, but it seems unlikely. Yeah, it doesn't even exist. They're running ads to a site that doesn't even exist. I'm feeling less and less optimistic about this. I'm not going to lie. But we'll give it at least another 20 minutes or so before we give up on it. In the meantime, have you gotten any additional leads? Yes, I have, as a matter of fact. I had let the phone number run out of credits, so I wasn't getting calls for a few days, and I didn't even realize it. But we've sold. Holy shit! We've sold two already. One for bathroom remodeling, one for water damage restoration, which that site doesn't even offer. But we've sold two, and they've come from forums. And I'm really not happy with the calls, and it's not because of the volume, although that's part of it. But like this one is a service we don't provide, but I listened to the call and they absolutely did. They just did a shit job of selling the guy on it. So I'm a little disappointed with the person that answers the phone. But yeah, I've sold two leads, and this was only one when I looked the other day. So that's nice. Who knows how many I missed when the phone number wasn't working. All right. I've implemented a browser extension approach that prepares your app to work with a companion extension for yp.com. The implementation includes an extension communication service that handles checking if the extension is installed, extension prompt component. I'll need to create the browser extension as a separate project following oh, fuck this. All right, so this project is a bust. And that happens sometimes. That's not to say that it couldn't get done, but it just feels like the juice isn't going to be worth the squeeze because it's going to be easier to just go look at the damn site and write them down. So Oh well, let's take a look since you asked. But yeah, that's generating some business now. I mean, that's obviously nothing to get too excited about. But again, I think I need a better program because they don't do a good job of answering the calls. And again, I fucked up and let the number expire. That's really cool though. This one of these is let's take a look at the leads sold. That's funny to me that they chose water damage restoration. It tells me that's a niche to go after as well. This was a call. Interesting. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Oh. All right. Well, fuck this project because this is going to be. I don't want to have to create two, and then it just seems like it's going to be nothing but headaches. Hey, infinite loop. All right, so we're going to call that one a loser. Since we got a little bit of time left, let's just check up on the ranking there. Wrong account. And after this, we'll call it a day. My legit score went up. That's interesting. It went down, but it's at number one. Affordable. I don't even think that's what I'm going after. Number two. Interesting. I find that hard to believe, but we did take a hit here, although we weren't even trying for those. And who knows if that's accurate. So, incognito. Still number one there. I guess we are number two in maps for that term. This isn't really a good search result because it's pulling up my stuff. That's not it. Where the hell is it? Local ranking checker, bright local. Is it local results? I think that might be what's messing it up. Where did it go? There we go. Man, they made that hard to find. Yeah, still number one. All right. Well, at least that's going well. Sorry that today's project was a bust, but that's the way it goes sometimes. By next week, first of all, I'll be back to not every day, but I'll be back to regular streaming on this channel in the upcoming week, the week that starts tomorrow. But then next weekend, I guess I'll do another app build, and I'll pick something that I think I can actually get done next time, and we'll build it from zero to app. It'll be a lot of fun, and so on. So I'll stick around for another minute or two, but if you have any questions or anything, but otherwise, I'm probably going to call it a day and give my voice a break. I don't know why I'm so hoarse. Might be dehydrated. Basically, this was like some woman inquiring. That's funny. That didn't even work out. And I got credit for it. How much did we donate last month? I forgot to mention that. I'll do that tomorrow. I don't have it in front of me. That way I can make a topic for tomorrow. I think it was like, I don't know, $200 or $300 or something. Not nearly as much as February. But that was because I didn't do as much. So, all right, I'm going to call it a day. I'll call it a night. Have a great one, everybody. Sorry this was a bust, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Next week, we'll do something else. So that's it. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend or what's left of it. Peace.